Right now in Jackson, we have a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures are in the 90s. We've got a heat index at about 92 degrees with a south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Tonight, another quiet night. Fair skies, 80s just after the sun goes down and 70s overnight tonight. So this is the same as it's been over the past couple of weeks, but we've got a big change coming at the end of this week. It includes much better chances of rain. We'll tell you about that when the 8-day forecast coming up in 8 minutes. WJTV 12 at 4 starts now.
First at 4, dignitaries from around the state gathered downtown at the Capitol building to honor the late Senator Thad Cochran. We'll take you to the Capitol and reflect on today's events. Plus, trailers at Jackson Elementary School go up in flames. Luckily, no children were inside. We'll tell you how it all happened, though. And the search is on for the alleged shooter that claimed the life of a 28-year-old female. We'll have the latest in that investigation. Mayors, senators, congressmen, dignitaries of all sorts gathered at the Mississippi State Capitol today to remember the great Senator Thad Cochran. WJTV 12's Melanie Christopher and Byron Brown were both there for a service where many reflected on his great accomplishments in life.
Well, that's right, Margaret Ann. You know, we are here at the state capitol where the senator is lying in state. He will be lying in state until 6 o'clock tonight, where the public can come and pay their respects. And a steady crowd has been coming into the state capitol all day long. But as you mentioned, it started this morning where dignitaries did come in with a service.
Great number.
You had this governor, the lieutenant governor, the House Speaker who gave speeches, and really they talked about the man, Thad Cochran.
They really did. They wanted to tell everyone that he meant so much, not only to the country, but he meant so much to the state of Mississippi, and that he really was a home state kind of guy.
Yeah, 45 years of serving and representing the state of Mississippi in Congress and then in the Senate, and when he was just a good American boy who made it to Washington and really gave so much back to the state of Mississippi.
He really did. And Senator Cochran, of course, as we've said, has made a big mark, of course, in this country, but he has made an even bigger mark on Mississippi. Now, elected officials from both past and present say Senator Thad Cochran is the gold standard for a public servant. Governor Phil Bryant led the ceremony at the Capitol today and says Senator Cochran is what everyone should strive to be like.
That is the dynamic that we should take from this place forward, that we should remember forever of his life, the honor, the dignity, the humility. That will be the legacy of this great man.
Now, the senator was surrounded by his family, his brother, his widow, his son and daughter, and his son's children. So it was a lovely ceremony. And of course, there was a big reception, a long line of people waiting to meet the family and give their sympathy.
And there's a lot of talk about how he crossed party lines. You had Democrats, Republicans from all over the state that were here to pay their respects to the senator. And we talked to other folks who talked about how important it was that the senator helped them to do all kinds of things. We talked to the mayor of Meridian, who said that he was very helpful when they had the collapse there in the city of Meridian and helped to get federal dollars there. And it was all about when there was a need, the senator was there to help out.
The senator looked at people just as to what he could do to help them, not looking at party line, not looking at color, not looking at gender.
That's right, exactly. And that's why so many people remember him for everything that he's done, and that he was behind the scenes kind of guy. He was kind of the quiet negotiator, and not so much in front of the camera, but behind the scenes that got the job done.
That's right. He didn't go in front of the camera. He went behind the scenes and worked with members of Congress from both sides to get it done. And of course, we don't see much of that today. And that is, it's a shame, because he really was one of the, I asked if this would change the dynamics of that. And I think that it does have a role in that.
Most definitely. WJTV's Gerald Harris will bring us more on this in our later shows, and he's been talking to a lot more folks who came out today to honor the late senator. Of course, his funeral will be tomorrow at Northminster Baptist Church here in Jackson, and we have Senator Richard Shelby from Alabama and Patrick Leahy, a Democrat who was a good friend of his in Washington, who also
traveled extensively with him. Yes, so he'll be speaking also. And again, that's at Northminster at 11 o'clock, and of course, we'll have a live presence there before then.
All right, Margaret Ann, now back to you.
Thank you, Melanie and Byron. WJTV 12 will continue to honor the life of U.S. Senator Thad Cochran this week, and we will have live coverage of his funeral at Northminster Baptist Church tomorrow. Again, that service will start at 11 a.m. Well, if you want to see today's episode of Young and the Restless that was not aired due to Senator Cochran's memorial, you can head to CBS.com to watch that. It became available to watch around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Once again, that's CBS.com. Now to an update from a weekend shooting that claimed the life of a young woman. Jackson police have released this surveillance video of the alleged shooter from the incident on Medgar Evers Boulevard this past weekend. A 28-year-old black female died at the hospital after being shot with a child in the car. It happened just before 12:30. Authorities think the suspects may be in a gray or silver Nissan. If you have any information at all, please call Crime Stoppers. According to a report by the Clarion Ledger, property seizures by Jackson police have not been reported, which is required by law. The report says JPD seized at least $208,000 and 4 cars since July of 2017, and none of those seizures were uploaded to the state's forfeiture website. Police say the Hinds County District Attorney's Office is tasked with uploading the information. DA Robert Smith says his office is complying with the law. Jackson firefighters put out a fire outside Lee Elementary School on Judy Street. It happened around 5 this morning. Investigators tell us 2 portable trailers were damaged by the blaze. No one there was hurt, thankfully. And new for you at 4, this just into the newsroom now. Investigators have determined that the fire was intentionally set. There's no suspects at this time. We'll keep you updated with that developing story. With sports betting now legal in parts of the United States, more people are seeing advertisements urging them to gamble on sports. Well, this is now raising questions as to how tightly regulated sports betting advertising should be in the U.S. Gambling companies say they're sensitive to compulsive gamblers and try not to target them with ads. A consumer alert to pass along to everyone out there. Purdue Foods is recalling more than 31,000 pounds of ready-to-eat chicken products. They may be contaminated with pieces of bone material, so check your fridge, please. That's according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service. The fully cooked chicken items were produced on March 21st and shipped to stores across the United States. You can see the labels of the recalled products on the FSI's website. The agency says you should check your freezers for the recalled products and throw them away or return them to the store that you bought them from. All right, a beautiful day out there today, but a little bit of clouds and rain, Ken.
Yeah, just an isolated shower hit the south part of the city of Jackson. That was the only rain shower across the entire state today. So we're going to see fair skies for the rest of this evening. Temperatures in the low 80s at 9 o'clock tonight. We've got much better chances of rain, and the forecast for the end of this week, you'll see that 8-day forecast. It's coming up after this break.